So into the charts we go, and by the way, this is my second attempt at this video tonight. I did it earlier, apparently no sound. Always got to love that technology aspect to things. But bottom line is I'm doing it again, and there's lots to discuss tonight, so let's get into it. Bitcoin moving higher, potentially beginning that breakout. Again, it's a little too early to be sure, but the bottom line is the bull flag continues to be perfect. You have that full mature pattern here. Yesterday we did dip. Notice how it held the pivot low here on a closing basis. And now we're beginning to move up, currently trading at 17,230. All right, so again, could this be the beginning of a little bit of a breakout? I think it probably is, but the key is to understand this, folks, is that I still have a hard time thinking there's that much upside. Short-term resistance is going to be the 17.6 level, 17,600. It's not just this pivot high that gives us that resistance. If you zoom out, and let's say we extend this line out, look at what it goes to. The June low. So we got to get through that to have a bigger breakout. Now, if we get a bigger breakout, you have these lows right through here that will now become the next level of resistance. That's right around that 18,500 level. Again, somewhat, I will just throw out this bit of education. When you have such a perfect bull flag and it actually does break out, the breakouts usually are bigger than just this small minor move to the upside. So it does give me hope that we'll get more out of it than just up to 17.6. But just be aware that that is resistance. As I always say, resistance and just like supports, you have to respect them, all right, until proven otherwise. What would be proven otherwise? Well, if it breaks it and confirms, now it's proven otherwise. But till then, we need to respect it. So right now, folks, I'm optimistic that the bull flag beginning to play out. Now let's see if we can get the move up here, and then can we break it and add a little bit more upside to the Bitcoin price. Okay. That's basically your rundown of Bitcoin today. I do want to talk a little bit about Matic. Matic, again, we just picked up. You can see that this bullish pattern, and by the way, this would be considered an in spirit of bull flag, not a bull flag. Again, the difference here, in fact, let me give you guys a little quick educational quiz. What is this called here? Okay, so that one versus that one. What's the difference? Well, this is a bull flag. This is what we would call an in spirit of bull flag. In spirit of bull flags are not 90-degree angles. They have a slight downshift to them, essentially 45 to 90 or just about 90 degrees. Percentage-wise, the bull flag has a little bit of a better chance of playing out. I would say 75 to 80% chance of a bull flag playing out, while it's 70 to 75% chance of an in spirit of bull flag playing out. Now you may say, well, why? Well, think about it like this. Just to get above this high, how much does this chart have to rally? And the answer is it has to go all the way up here just to retest that high. Versus here, you're at that high already. It's very easy for it to break to the upside. So again, I think that's really important to recognize how the metrics of charts work, how bull flags and spirit of bull flags end up working, and what it takes to see a breakout on the chart. Either way, great to see Matic starting to move up. Again, Polygon, I do think has potential to not only get up to about $1.10, $1.12 right here, but maybe even test this $1.20 resistance level. Taking a look at Near remains in the money but for us, but please understand that this pattern has not broken out, and it's really not close yet to breaking out. We would need to go up to this line and then bust above for that breakout to occur. That's right around $1.80. We've tested $1.80 two times, once here and once over here. Each time it gets pulled back or it gets pushed back down. If we get above there, let's see if it can hold, can it confirm, and then you get your bigger move to really right around here. I would say this would be my big level to watch. And again, the reasoning I'm finding that level, it's this low, and then look at how you went sideways right here before you collapse. So just going back to that level would take you back to almost about $2, which bottom line is from our entry would be a hefty gain in Near. Okay. Looking at Solana real quick, Solana still has an in spirit of pattern to it, bullish pattern. The one positive about Solana that I brought up to you guys is that if it does break out, you likely will have a lot of short covering, which would then make it very, very steep on the incline. Short covering is kind of an underestimated part of trading, especially in something like Solana, where there was so much negative analysis, so much, fear being thrown into the market about it going to zero. And obviously it had a huge drop. I mean, it went from almost $40 down to about 10, but it hasn't gone to zero. And if it can break out, you'll likely see a lot of short covering. Remember, when you get so much negativity, think about all the people that are shorting it, thinking it's going to be an easy play to zero. If it doesn't and starts to go up, they're going to all have to cover. They're going to have to buy Solana back, and that could really create a big, big up move. In terms of upside, I would say your best case scenario would be back to about 27, which from here would be a very, very hefty move to the upside. Let's quickly go to Avalanche. And Avalanche, again, not doing a whole lot here, kind of just holding this little bit of a trend line. It didn't really ever have a bullish pattern to it, not a bull flag, I should say. It got above here and confirmed, and you've basically held that line. You're holding the line essentially, but you need to get back to this high around 1430 and then obviously push higher. Then you'll be talking about $15 resistance on that. Polkadot real quick here. Let's take a look at Polkadot. Bear with me as I'm doing this on my laptop as I am away in Montreal for the next couple days. And so obviously, you know, it's a little trickier to do these. I do have an extra screen or two that I attach, but bottom line is it's still a little bit more awkward than if I was on my big computer system with my 8 screens and so forth. All right. In any case, notice how the bullish, you had an immature bull flag here. That failed when you dropped down here, but notice how yesterday we talked about this level holding. Beautiful hold right there, and right away snapping back. So that's good. Again, you don't have any sort of bull flag pattern here, but it did hold support. You still have to get basically through this area around 570 to be able to break up. Then you'll have some $6 resistance as well as this resistance right up there. Cardano real quick. Cardano, look at this channel. So Cardano making a channel right here, just like Polkadot, it kind of tested the low end of that and was able to bounce off today. You're going to need it to take out this high here to really get the bigger move. And again, if you do, is it possible to go back to this down-sloping trend line? Yeah, that would be a potential move, which is right around 39 cents on Cardano. Looking at a few others, we'll look at ETH real quick here. Let's go to ETH. Ethereum, nice little move. And by the way, look at that. Maybe even a little bit of a breakout starting on Ethereum. And by the way, just keep in mind how I've walked you through this bull flag or in spirit of bull flag on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on some of these other ones. And I've given you day-by-day analysis. Number one, starting with it's an immature pattern. And then even on Ethereum, this candle was not a good candle, but it recovered very quickly. And then over the longer term, it's kept that 45-degree angle. And that's been the key. So it kind of almost when it was immature, it almost looked like it was failing, but then because it was able to float back up, it's maintained that sideways consolidation, and now you're trying to get that move to the breakout side. And again, it's really beautiful to kind of understand this stuff because it really gives you an edge in terms of what your expectations are. Is it going to break out? How's it going to play here? What are the probabilities of a breakout or maybe a breakdown? And again, beautiful little chart set up right there. Same thing on Bitcoin, all of these things out there. Let's look at Uniswap real quick here. Uniswap, again, guys, you can see a little bit of a bullish pattern here. It's an in spirit of, so remember it has to go all the way back up to this high to break out, and then it probably next resistance would be around 720, 715 right here. But nonetheless, trying to make a little bit of a breakout. It hasn't really tested that line yet. Well, it did, but it hasn't broken. All right. And we can take a look at one other one. We'll look at Chainlink tonight here. We could look at Ripple as well. Let's look at that. All right, so go to XRP, USD. Ripple, interestingly enough, and this is a good chart. I was believe it or not, these lines are from the last video that had apparently no sound, and I apologize for that. But this is a bigger macro pattern. So down move, inside bar. And by the way, all cryptos basically have this pattern, which is a bigger macro bear pattern. But then if you look at it, right, you have a micro bull. You have up move and then sideways consolidation. So in the short term, you'd expect this to maybe go like this, but probably not take out this high as the macro pattern needs to be maintained, which is bearish. Okay, so again, do I think there could be a little upside in a lot of these cryptos? Yeah, it looks like that right now. We, number one, need to see the breakout confirm on a lot of these charts, including Bitcoin. And number two, we want to see kind of that momentum, that short covering come in, which should lift them a little bit more. But keep in mind, the bigger macro patterns definitely are still intact. Taking a look at Chainlink real quick here. Let me look at Chainlink. Chainlink, here you go. So this is a in spirit of, but again, look at how far this is from the high. So even if this breaks to the upside here, just to get back here is almost near $8, and it's at $7. So percentage-wise, just to get back to this high and break out, it needs a whole dollar move. That's over a 10% move on chain link. And this is why I was going over earlier how bull flags have the higher percentage of a breakout because of this very reason. Bull flag is a right angle. It doesn't have to go very high to just take out the highest point on that right angle. It's a 90-degree angle. An in spirit of has a lower percentage because just to get back to here, which isn't a breakout yet, it has to go up this much, and then it has to break out. So think about how much energy is used just getting back up to that high, let alone then breaking out and maybe going up here. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means the probabilities are lower. All right, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will keep you posted. Let's see if this crypto market can get a little short-term move. Have a great one. Take care.